everybody, welcome back to Ramblings. Conor here, and we are back with another match review. Leeds United took on Bolton at Ellen Road yesterday and came out with a 2-1 victory. Another prediction right for me, and that's 3 out of my last 4 that I've got right, which I'm quite proud of. And, you know, it sort of paid dividends to what I was saying in my preview. It was going to be tight, it was going to be scrappy, it was always going to be against Bolton, I was certain of it. And so my prediction was right. I thought it was scrappy. I thought it was really scrappy. I thought if Bolton had a better striker on the pitch, Bolton had a better attacker on the pitch, I feel they could have caused Leeds United a little bit of damage yesterday. I really feel that throughout the game, we gave them too much. We gave them too many chances. We gave them too many opportunities, too much space. I don't feel we closed them down enough. And I really feel that, you know, as I've said, they had a better player on a pitch, better players in the final third. I mean, I've seen it on a couple of Bolton vlogs as well. They completely were in agreement with that. I mean, they were coming to Ellen Road believing that they were going to get thumped. And I never really thought that. And I think it's because we create chances. The chances are there, but we're just not taking them at the minute. 2 goals for Leeds United yesterday, none really from open play. I guess you could call the Alioski one from open play. It was a little bit of a fluke. And then Patrick Bamford's penalty, which certainly was a penalty, that was given. But, you know, Bolton started the game strongly. Josh McGuinness, narrowly wide from 2 efforts. A really good save from Kiko Casilla and 1 in the second half. That really should have gone in. And Bolton looked very dangerous from set pieces. I was watching the game. And for the first time in a while, we looked very, very shaky from set pieces. Very, very, I mean, it's because Parkinson sets up a team like that. They're very good in the end. When I said in my preview, they had a rock-solid defence, I didn't mean rock-solid that they're not conceding goals. I meant rock-solid for that purpose. When they get in set-piece situations, when they defend from set-piece, when they attack from set-pieces, they're normally very good. But yeah, it wasn't an impressive performance for me, but we dug it out. We grinded the victory out, and that's what we've been doing very, very well recently. I said recently over the season, really. You know, I revert to Blackburn, I revert to Wigan, Millwall, scrappy victories or draws that we've managed to go to the final whistle. And I don't think for Leeds United yesterday it was about quality. I really don't, because I don't think the quality was there yesterday. I think it was about fitness. I think it was about desire, and I think it was about effort. And that really paid dividends, as I've said, in the end. And, you know, if you've not seen Oscar's video, go check that out. He sort of goes highlight by highlight. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk about an overall perspective on the game. But I didn't think we were that great. I'll be brutally honest with you. You guys know when you come on and you click onto my video, I'm as real as it comes. I wasn't impressed at all yesterday. Watched the game from home. Couldn't get a ticket, unfortunately. I need to get that season ticket back for next season. But yeah, couldn't watch the game. But as I said, I feel they had a lot of chances, Bolton, and I feel that first 30 minutes Leeds looked shaky. Phil Hay alluded to it. He said, you know, we'd not been impressive in that first 30. We sort of got into it a little bit more. That left-hand side, once again, a lot of people are saying well done to Alioski, well done to Harrison, and they are. I think they're definitely improving, but it's still not at that quality we need for me. It's still not at that level what we need from the wings, and Bolton sort of played to that. You know, they were packing out that midfield area. You know, you had a lot of people in there. It was very crowded, and they were forcing Leeds to go out wide, because they know when Leeds start to play those balls in, they're either A, not going to be effective enough, or B, they're going to have the players to be able to head the ball out of the box, which they did in the forms of Wheater and Beavers. You know, and Bolton, they were playing that game very, very well. A lot of people seemed to think that it was going to be a real whitewash yesterday, sorry. And, you know, after watching the highlights back as well, you know, looking on a few people's videos, etc., Bolton really played till the last minute, and it was one of those where you expected Bolton to up the game from last week, obviously from their 4-0 battering by Norwich, and I didn't think it was going to be anything like that. As I said, A, because creatively I don't think Leeds at the minute are able to finish the dinner off, as it were, and B, because there was going to be a reaction from Bolton, and C, because all teams always react against Leeds. You know, we've seen it Rotherham, Wigan, Millwall, Blackburn. Teams always do it against Leeds. They always get up for it, because they come to Ellen Road and they're like, come on, we can really make a statement here. And teams do it, and we've seen that throughout our tenure in the lower leagues, and I completely expected it yesterday. And Bolton came, they gave a really good account of themselves, and I've heard a lot of Bolton fans say that it was the best performance of the season, which A, tells you something about Leeds' performance, and B, tells you something about the reaction of the Bolton players in comparison to last week. So we had a lot of things to contend with, and I thought throughout the game, we definitely edged it. We were definitely the better team, and I want to illustrate that point. I do think we were the better team, but I do think as well, if Bolton had have had a better attackers on the field, you know, you look. they could have definitely got something yesterday. You know, even when you're talking about the dying embers of the game, when Sammy Amiobi picked the ball up with seconds to go, we gave him too much space and he missed. He missed by inches. You know, Josh McGuinness missing by inches on 2 occasions. Craig Noon going close. So I do think it's the fact that when we get the ball, we sort of are on the edge of opposition's box, and we sort of meandering on the edge of the box, and we don't sometimes create enough, and then we go to sleep. And because we've had the ball for so long, you know, I looked yesterday and we had the ball it was 73% possession for 50 minutes of the game, which is ridiculous. But sometimes we'll go to sleep and then teams will get us on the counter attack, teams will get us from a free kick or a corner, and I do think we're susceptible to that. And Bielsa did come out and say that in his press conference. It does worry him that Leeds are susceptible to those things. There are lapses of concentration in this team. There are, and there has been throughout the season. We've done remarkably well to be where we are. I think yesterday would have been a perfect time to have introduced Izzy Brown. I really do, because I think it got to that point where Leeds weren't able to, even when we were creating things, we saw it against Rotherham in particular recently, where we're sort of knocking on the door, but nothing's coming to fruition really. And we just need that spark. We need that little bit of creativity. We need that little bit of effectiveness in the final third. And I thought Izzy Brown would have definitely provided that yesterday. Bielsa didn't deem necessary to bring him on, so instead we brought Stuart Dallas on, and Pablo converted to that CAM role. But we dug it out. We got the win. You know, a little bit of a fluke goal from Alioski. But Tuesday's going to be a different game altogether. You know, QPR have got a very, very good side at the start of the season. You know, you'd have probably nip and tuck where QPR are going to finish in comparison to Leeds. You know, we probably wouldn't have been that far. There probably wouldn't have been that many points between us. And that's the standard of team. You know, Luke Freeman, Eze, Naki Wells, they've got a very, very good team. You know, strong alongside throughout the back as well. They're not in form though recently, but you know, when they last played Leeds, they gave us a really good game in that cup competition. Obviously, Leeds had a few players out, but as did QPR. You know, they had sort of 6 or 7 players from their first team in that game, as did Leeds. You know, so it was sort of a comparative. So we can find comparisons from that. They've obviously got people coming off the bench like Luongo. They've also got Matt Smith. So it's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be a much tougher game than yesterday. And the reason I bring that up is because Leeds have got to be more effective. We have got to be more effective. Going down to London on a Tuesday night, you know, we've only had a game 2 or 3 days ago. We're going to have to be on our game. It's going to have to be a 10 out of 10 performance from Leeds United to be able to come out of that game with, you know, a point and a win. I really do think that. So what have we got to take from yesterday? We've got to take that we won the game. At the end of the day, it's 13 games left, 13 finals. You know, it was only a couple of months ago that I made the video on the Leeds TV channel. If you've not checked that out, please go check it out. It's called Be Heroes, about us, you know, having 18 games left and getting finals from that. You know, we're still in the top 3. We're still, you know, very, very close to that top position. You know, we've still got that game in hand, and that game in hand comes against QPR at Loftus Road on Tuesday night. So what do we need to do? We need to take confidence from that Bolton game. We've got another win under our belt. I do think Izzy Brown needs to be introduced very, very soon. I don't think Bielsa's got a lot of confidence in him. I'll be brutally honest. I really don't think he's got a lot of confidence in Izzy Brown. And I don't know what that is. I think he must think that he's missing something, because as we've seen with Ayling, as we've seen with Douglas, as we've seen with Bamford, they've been chucked straight into the 4. And Izzy Brown seems to be holding him back a little bit. From what I'm hearing, I don't think Bielsa thinks that he's all the way there yet. You know, in terms of training, in terms of fitness as well, which is. Would you say it's concerning? Potentially, but I'm hoping to see him involved at some point against QPR. I think it's pivotal, because I think at the minute in that final third we don't have enough, and I think you're naive if you don't think if you think opposition to that. I really do, because it just shows yesterday. You know, Bolton, they've got so many gaps at the back. They've got so many poor players, and I don't think Bolton fans will mind me saying that. And Leeds was still not able to really create many clear-cut chances against the Bolton side, who, in fairness, created a fair few chances against Leeds United. So we need to go there. I do think the levels need to be definitely increased. I think you perform like that against QPR away on a Tuesday night. I think QPR have got enough quality to see Leeds out. So we need to perform better. I'll have my QPR preview out, as I'm sure the lads will as well. It's been your real preview, guys. It's been Conor. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.